welcome to another Lawn Fawn video. Today we are introducing our new set, Quinn's Capital ABCs. This was a huge request and it goes along perfectly with both Quinn's ABCs, the lowercase, and Quinn's 1, 2, 3, so you can use them all together. If you've never used our alphabets before, they are super easy to use. And that's because all of the letters are on rectangular bases that butt up against each other and line up perfectly, so you will have a straight and perfectly spaced word every time. So what you do is just put your first letter down, and then after that all you have to do is grab your next letter. In this case a U, we're going to spell out Quinn, and you just butt them up against each other just like that, and that's it. Now it's perfectly spaced. So here it is a little bit closer. We're just going to take this I here, butt it up against each other, and place it down, and it'll be perfectly spaced. And then our N. We're going to stamp this out here so you can see a comparison between all of our alphabet sets. Because this is such a large alphabet, we were only able to fit one of each letter on these stamps. But in a lot of our other stamps, you can see there's multiple letters, which makes it really easy to spell out lots of different phrases. To finish out our Quinn name here, I'm just going to stamp this N again. And you can see how cool it looks. I'm just going to go ahead and show you all of our different fonts here so you can see the fun comparison between all of these. These fonts are all hand-drawn, they're super unique and super sweet, and there's kind of a font for every style that you might need on a card. Here is Harold's ABCs, Jesse's ABCs, you can see stamped out there, Smitty's ABCs. Oh, some people ask us, oh, how do you name these stamp sets? Well, what we try to do is we try to think of whose handwriting would look like that. This one was kind of cool because we thought it would be fun to name it after a character from How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, which was one of the musicals that the three owners of Lawn Fawn that we all did together in college. So there's a character named Smitty, and there's a lot of typewriters in that show, so we thought it would be a perfect name. So that's kind of how we come up with the different names. Here's Sally's ABCs, Claire's ABCs, and Riley's ABCs. Then, of course, we have all of our Quinn's series here. So we've got the lowercase, the uppercase, and the numbers too. So this font is so popular, it's so fun because you can color it and paper piece it, do all these things with it, and it's great to now have the capitals to go along with it. One thing I wanted to show you here is how easy both the Quinn's uppercase and lowercase line up. So now I've got my uppercase Q here, and I'm going to put the U next. Now you'll see these are smaller, so you're going to line up the bottom part of the square and it's going to perfectly line up. So you'll see here with the I that you'll just line up the very bottom edge, butt them up against each other, and it'll be perfectly lined up. So you can see there how well they work together. Just like that. These open letters in Quinn's are so much fun, and that's because you could just stamp them blank, you could color them, you could paper piece them. There's a lot that you can do with it. So I thought it would be fun to try the chalkboard trend with these. So we're going to heat emboss these letters in white heat embossing powder. So I'm stamping in Versamark, which is a super sticky ink that is perfect for holding on to that embossing powder. And then I'm going to stamp the O a bunch of other times because I'm going to spell out woohoo! I thought that would be cute in these capital letters. Here I have my white heat embossing powder. I keep it in a Tupperware because I use it so often it's easier than trying to funnel into that tiny little jar that it came in originally. I like to flick the back of the cardstock to get all those extra pieces off. Now I'm ready to heat emboss, and what I like to do is I like to leave the heat gun on just a little bit before I bring it to my cardstock so that it heats up really well and this cardstock will get a really even heat that way. And then I'm just going to keep that heat moving so that I don't burn my paper, which I have done numerous times. I love watching the embossing powder turn. It's just magical. It's so fun. That's it. Just gonna let that dry a little bit. So the next thing I'm gonna do is give them that chalkboard kind of look. So I'm gonna use a pigment ink pad here that's a white color, and this is an old dried up baby wipe just because it was in my trash, but you could use a paper towel or anything like that. And I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of ink and then just start kind of pouncing it around the letters. And then smearing it a little bit just to give them that dirty chalkboard look. You can keep adding until you think it looks right. I think that's pretty good. And now I am ready to start cutting them out. I wanted to show you really quickly a quick little kind of fussy cutting tip. And that is to always move the paper, not the scissors. So you can see my scissors are going to stay in one place, and then I'm going to move that paper around in the circle. Just like that. And this is a really easy way to do fussy cutting. You can just kind of turn the paper, keep the scissors in the same place, and you get a really great look. So here I have all of my letters cut out, and I want to stamp a couple more things. And one of them is the exclamation point, which is in the lowercase alphabet. I'm going to stamp two just in case, and add some white heat embossing powder. And then I'm going to take Summertime Charm and stamp some of the hearts and stars. Stamp those out. Here I'm going to use this really pretty light blue color of embossing powder. And heat it up. I'm also going to stamp some more and do some in a pink color too. And now I'm going to repeat the same chalkboard look technique. I'm going to use the dies from Summertime Charm where we got the hearts and stars from, so it'll be easier to cut up all these little pieces. And we'll just put this through the die cutting machine. And I'll keep repeating the process. Now we have some fun looking little elements to add to our card, and I'll just cut out my exclamation point. Okay, so now I have all these little pieces cut out, and I want to do the same chalkboard look on the base here. I'm going to take out a piece of scratch paper to protect my work surface, and we'll start just pouncing and smearing on there. This is so fun to do. Okay, so I think that's looking pretty good there. Now I'm going to layer this piece on a little hot pink, and then it'll eventually go on this the kind of turquoise-ish cardstock to match the other little hearts. I'm going to use foam adhesive on the letters just to add some fun dimension. More of that chalkboard look, I'm just going to add some white gel pen lines, just really hand drawn and messy, and it just adds that little bit and really just highlights the sentiment. One last gel pen line and my card is all done and ready to hopefully make somebody's day. So that is Quinn's capital ABCs, which we call Quinns here in the office since it's all caps. It's kind of dorky, but it's what we do. And so what's great about this set is it's the capitals to the lowercase and the 1, 2, 3s that already exist. So they work perfectly together, as you can see here. And I know this was a big request from you guys. We love hearing your requests and getting to make stamps that you guys really want to see. I love the capital letters. They're so bold and fun, and you can do cool techniques like paper piecing and coloring, or doing fun things like heat embossing and playing along with the chalkboard trend. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing and woohoo kind of day. Bye!